Good evening, everyone. Are we being lied to? The narrative that you are listening to, is that the truth? And with the programming that you have had your whole life, and let's just talk about the people that live in the US, the Americans that believe in the land of the free, and that this country is the best country in the world. I agree to some extent. I have also lived in other countries, so I can see the good parts and the not so good parts. But what I wanted to connect with is the whole scenario, the narrative that we are being spoon-fed by the lamestream media. And it's a worldwide spoon-feeding of information that we are supposed to just accept. What happens if we don't accept it? We are then called conspiracy theorists. Really? I would beg to differ. I would say that the people that can think for themselves, that are not completely blindly following what the news are telling you about what the world is all about, those are the people that will understand and do understand what is really going on. And we can have many different narratives. And many people say, oh, you know, it's the Democrat, it's the Republicans. It's not even that. That's not even the big part. And I'm sitting here talking to you because it is worrisome that millions and millions and millions of people are still watching the lamestream media. And if you're one of them, you're probably thinking, she's crazy. But if you're one of them, I would like you to think about this. Remember when you were a child and your mother said to you, don't do this or do this. Your dad said, don't do this or do this. And many times they might have said something in your mind. You were thinking, well, why not? If I can just open one person's mind by doing this video, I will. And I'll be happy. So what I want you to think about is, what if the narrative that you have been spoon-fed your whole life is false? What if the COVID-19 is a scam? What if the whole world has been fooled and it's not even April 1st? What if what we're really going and dealing with is an ability to see how the sheep can be completely put into, or to completely be nullified? What if there are puppeteers that are steering this whole narrative, and each one of you, each one of us is sitting there and allowing them to completely take us wherever we need to go, or to completely be deprived of work, or deprived of even our own ability to feel, to sense? What if the narrative has to do with that we are here to stay as slaves the rest of our lives? And our lives are not meant, or do not mean anything to these people. You see, I'm one of those people that has a heart, and I'm sure many of you are too. You can't even imagine anybody trying to do a thing like that, but that's exactly what is happening. We are in a narrative right now that is going towards something that is not positive. But it's not, the bad guys are not who you guys think are the bad guys. It's not the government. It's not even Trump. And I say that as a person that really, really knows what Trump is doing and what the people behind him are doing and what they have done in the last 3 years, which is amazing. But I'm not going to go into politics, because what is happening is, yes, politics is part of it, but it is a seize. They're trying to seize your soul, and they're trying to seize your mind, and they're trying to do it by putting you in a state of trauma. And as a hypnotherapist, as a regression therapist, as a theta healer, as a ascension guide, I do not allow that. I'm very grounded. At the same time, I'm up very, very high as well. And the other morning, I sat in my bed and I meditated, and I couldn't get through the roof. Literally, not the roof, but the higher roof. And I was devastated. There's a war on our spirit. There's a war on our connection to God. That's ultimately what the war is about. And then we can break it down. There's a war on making us feel that we are not worthy or worth anything. Our freedoms are slowly being taken away. Do you remember the story that you might have heard in school where they talked about the cooked frog? Okay, so let's take a saucer, put some water in it, and then start heating it up a little bit. And let's put a frog inside of it. And for a little while, it's a little cool. You heat it a little bit more, and it's a little bit warmer. Oh, it feels a little bit better. And then you heat it a little bit more, and it's, the frog is just swimming backwards. This is amazing. And then it's go a little bit higher, then it's still okay, and then it just goes a little too far, and then it's cooked. That's what's been happening. We are being cooked slowly to go into a narrative that maybe 15, 20 years ago we couldn't even have imagined, but we were seeing movies of this. We've already seen movies, so we've already been more or less, our minds have already been open to that possibility. And so now it's familiar because we already have it stored somewhere in our brains. But I do not consent on mandatory anything. Any kind of mandatory rules I do not allow. So many of you are maybe thinking, well, this is okay, because then we can get back to life as it was normally. No. This is not okay. And we will not get back to life as it was before. What has backfired, this whole coronavirus has backfired on the people that tried to keep us in. It has worked on some levels, but it is being completely torn apart. And that's why, as you see the mainstream media this morning, for example, we're going bananas. Oh, we're having the spike in this and spike in this. And this state has a lot more people that have gotten sick. And this state here and da-da-da-da. And it's projected that it's going to be really, really horrible. And you know what? Now we're seeing through it. A lot of people are seeing through that this news is just, it's not even news. It's things that they're putting a show. It's a show. It's not even something that has any relevance anymore. And each news station is saying the same, putting you into hypnosis. I'm a hypnotherapist. I know. I know when somebody's trying to trick me to go into hypnosis. Now I'm saying trick. It's if I have not consented to it, that would be a trick. Now hypnosis can be used for amazing things, but I can see a whole world being put into a state of trauma, economical, mental, emotional. A whole world are going to be needing to be coming out of that trauma state, and you're going to have to go and you're going to have help, many of you. Because while you're in this trauma, that's when the programming really, really goes deep. And it will trigger things in you many, many years ahead. We are still on top. The light forces are still working and are still more powerful. But how long are the majority going to allow this to be happening, this farce? This is a farce. How long are we going to be allowing this to happen? I know that many of you understand the agenda, that there are many indictments that are being made right now towards world leaders, government officials, Hollywood elite, the families, and so on and so forth. There's going to be a lot of disclosure. I don't think most of you actually really understand how severe this is. I don't think most of you actually understand how deep this is and how infiltrated the dark has been in all of our lives. And right now, they are trying, the dark side is trying to gain momentum. They have all of the media channels except for Fox, not really sure. They have Facebook, they have Google, they have YouTube. Every single one of these is here on the side of the dark, on the dark side, unfortunately. And are we using the medium? Yes. Are we able to upload everything that we want to say? Do we have freedom of speech? Right now it's being censored. Trump is talking about going in and uncensoring all this. I mean, making it not able to be censored. He has good contacts, so we shall see how far this goes. But right now, if I say anything about these things and I put it in a title, the video will not upload. So I put other titles, but you guys are starting to find out that I'm talking about things that are really important as well. Okay, but what I want to say is that you are in this game. It's like we're in the Matrix. Remember the Matrix? You're in this game. And actually the Matrix was a documentary. Many of you don't think so, but yes, it was a documentary. So you're going to take the blue pill, or you're going to take the red pill? And if you don't remember what each one means, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to go back and watch The Matrix again. And maybe some other movies that the CIA collaborated with Hollywood on. And I'm not saying that happened to The Matrix, but pretty likely a lot of these futuristic movies have been collaborations with the CIA and other agencies. But are we being lied to? We are being deceived, yes. Corona is not the problem. The human trafficking, the pedophilia, the drugs, the Satanism, the dark, the deep state that is running everything, our economical situation, which is going to shift. It is shifting. But we have been completely enslaved. And we didn't think so. We thought we were free. The land of the free. Oh my goodness. If we have the land of the free, why are videos being taken down? Why are we having to fight for our rights? Why are we being shown these scenarios where they're taking our freedoms away from us? And I don't even want to start talking about all the jails that were built and all the people that have the minorities that have gone through so much difficulties. I don't even want to go there. But I want you to know that that is something that is happening right now. We are, we have been on uneven ground. But we have the help from the above. So if this is a war on a physical level and on a spiritual level, which it is, spiritual level, in other words, your freedom to be able to go beyond the spheres. If we have machines that are stopping ourselves from coming home, for example, when you fall asleep at night, what do? Your body stays here, but your soul leaves and goes back to source, goes back to God, no matter how much you believe it or not. That's a fact. What happens if we can't do that? Then we're really, really, really in trouble. And that was what messed me up the other day. So what can we do? How can we help? Wake up. The thousands and thousands of children that are being taken out of the caves and out of the underground systems and the underground bases and cities and you name it. Underneath Disney, for example, kids disappeared. In indigenous tribes, young people disappeared. So, what are we going to do about this? I mean, if we're being lied to, how can we stop this? Think critically. When you hear something, if you believe in it, believe in the word believe, you have the word lie. Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything. Just because somebody says it, somebody that you look up to, please. In the days of now, the deceit is so widespread that even I was going and was wondering if I should go in and check out all the Bitcoin and all that. Now I see that some of the cryptocurrencies that they have just launched is not decentralized. It's centralized again, just like the central banks. Now that's not going to happen. It's not going to continue because Trump has taken over the economy and has taken over a lot of the big. Trump has taken over the feds. It's not official, but he's taken over the feds. He's brought it under the Treasury. He's controlling the SWIFT, the ability to change or to transfer money from one country to another. But so now suddenly there's a new cryptocurrency coming in, and it's the deep state again. So we need to be awake. You don't want to help them. You don't want to help them in any way. Because then we will absolutely not be free if they can take and launder their money through the cryptocurrencies. Now, I'm not saying all cryptocurrencies are created equal. There are bitcoins that are not, but you have to do your research. So, in my opinion, you have to wake up to what's really going on, to your freedoms being taken away, and to new governments coming in. In some of the countries, like Norway right now, there are new things going on. The people's government are taking over in Norway. We don't really have it all finished yet, but that is the movement. And the movement of Trump as well has to do with freedom, real freedom, even energetic freedom. In other words, we're not going to have to pay for our energy because we are bringing up the Tesla information again. We're bringing up a lot of things. There are a lot of things that are going to be shifting. So stay away from fear and go into your hearts and feel. If something doesn't feel right, don't go that way. And even though you feel, do your own research. You're smart. You have an internet right at your fingertips. Does that mean that you can 100% trust everything? That is another thing. Even those history books are written and are not accurate. The history books, the school books, the narrative that you grew up in is not completely correct. So there's going to be a lot of shift too, even in physics, biology. There's a lot of things that are not correct. So open your minds up to the fact that there are new narratives that are coming in. And it's going to be a wonderful time. I know, because I have seen it in the future. But I have also seen that we have a whole bunch of bumps along the way if we as a human being, if we don't wake up. Now, we were talking about the interdimensional part. So there is a huge helping hand from the beings that are not on this planet. They are coming here with energy. They are helping us. They're bringing us technology. They're bringing us a lot of things so that we can be empowered. And they are bringing us peace, and they want peace. So the world that we're going towards is on the fifth dimension. Now, the fifth dimension has to do with love. It has to do with love and trust. It has to do with transparency. That's what's happening. But until we get to the other side, there's going to be some things that are having to be held from you. But there's enough right now to go down into and to understand what is really going on. There's enough out there on the internet right now. And I'm not going to come with any links, but I'm going to tell you that go and look. See what's really happening. And don't just do it from the one side, like if you're a Republican or Democrat. Go to both sides. See what both sides, and then build your own opinion about what it is you feel is right. It's going to be at least more awake than it has been, where you're just watching Netflix on and on and on, or just watching the news and just letting them completely program your mind into be feeling so bad that you really, some of you want to take your lives. And that's another thing. Please don't. You are here for a reason. You are here for a reason, each one of you. So understand that if you come that far and you're really, really, really sad and you're listening to this video right now, connect with me. Connect with me. I work with hypnosis. I work with health and well-being. And I can help you on many, many levels without any medication. That's another thing that's been hijacked. Our souls have been hijacked. Our bodies are being hijacked. Our soil, our forests, our air, our water, everything. But it's not the end of the world. We are shifting. Mother Earth has had 2 months now of cleansing. She's going to do a little bit more. We have to go back differently. We cannot go back the way we were before. And many of you might have lost your jobs. Well, that means because there's a possibility of new jobs, a new way of living, a new way of not just existing, but really living. And many of you youngsters that are coming out in the world now, you have all the possibilities in the world to do exactly what it is you want to do, because you're jumping into the fifth dimension, and that has to do with what you think becomes. What you think becomes. So start thinking and start going towards where you want to go, and start using your hearts to expand your possibilities and realities. And now I would like to thank every one of you that is subscribing to my channel, that has liked or coming with comments. Please comment below if there's anything you would like me to speak about. And I'm bringing you information that I am totally connecting with the above to bring out to you. You have to know that we are on our way to an amazing future. An amazing future. And we're shifting out from fear, going into love. This is powerful. And I want you to understand that you are here for a special reason. And it is important for me that you feel that you're here for a special reason. And right now, if you have been stopped, if you feel depressed, or if you feel everything is not working out in your life, don't worry. Good. I say congratulations. You are about to wake up to who you really are. And what is also happening here is that your DNA is being upgraded. But in order to activate your DNA, or in order to clear some of the stuff that has been suppressed that is coming up, I have a technique that I work with, in case you're interested. There are other people that do that too. But my technique is pretty powerful. And I'm not going to toot my own horn. I'm just going to put my information down below, because I'm here as and assisting you in your evolvement, in your evolution, in your ascension. And if you like my videos, please buy me a cup of coffee up there. I appreciate that very, very much. I love my coffee. Okay. With so much love and light. I'll see you in the next time.